They do that down there. Be careful.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Tony's Explorers Show. I'm Tony T with you here every day at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, giving live free picks for today's card. And today's show, picks for you from NFL, Thursday Night Football, couple from college football, NBA. Got some hockey up on the board as well. So, guys, make sure you hit that like, that subscribe. We greatly appreciate it. It really helps us build up our audience when you do that. So we'll meet the cappers to get right to the picks as we don't mess around here on the Tony's Picks Morning Show. Chris, what's happening?
Not much. Glad to be back with you guys. Catch my NBA best bet of the day play was the only thing I had on the side. I left the World Series alone there. But yeah, that was it. And then first day in a long time that we had a quiet day on the hit list. Nobody went. Just Savage pitched a masterpiece there. And Snell, we didn't have Davis Schneider, the 70s vice cop looking guy that plays for the Toronto Blue Jays. And I personally had Vlad, but I couldn't give him out. The data just wasn't there, but I'm going to take him every time I can. But I just don't like giving out stuff to you guys, just from my heart. I try to bet with data. So anyway, bad day on the hit list there, but we got at least one more game to do it. So we'll be back to that tomorrow.
Yeah, let's see what rolls tomorrow. We could probably see the Toronto Crown a championship to see how that rolls. Let's sail to Jorge, what's happening?
What's up, man? That was a description, a politically correct description of Schneider. He looks like he got more of a 1970s porn mustache is what he's got. But he has a great story, man. He never was supposed to move up. The manager talked about him a little bit after he hit that, so I thought that was pretty cool to hear. Not a surprise to them. He's one of those guys who was never a high prospect, was never supposed to be cut a bunch of times, and he just kept getting there until he ended up on the team. So. Hey, you know what? Toronto's been doing it all year. I popped on a little bit during the baseball season, and I always said, no matter if they lose a small streak, they're going to bounce back. So no surprise that they did this. But, I'd love to see the series go 7 games with Yamamoto going up on the mound in the next game. That ought to be a good spot. And, we got the NFL starting tonight. We have Lamar back in there. So it'll be interesting to see the horrible number on that game. So it'll be some tough decision, but another good weekend coming up for some sports. College basketball is right around the corner.
Yeah, college basketball. We're getting rid of the the exhibitions. I saw Pace almost. They were beating Syracuse, but of course, second half Syracuse came back and got the win there. But yeah, getting ready for college basketball, no doubt. Of course, Sean, NFL starts today. How's it going?
Yeah, not too bad. Good World Series there. I don't know, like Jorge was like, oh, it's not surprising. Toronto wins, it's a little surprise. Let's be honest. The Dodgers were the wire-to-wire favorites to win the World Series since last year winning the World Series. So definitely a little bit of an upset, but I'm actually kind of shocked that the Dodgers can't hit this bullpen. Yeah. Like they had their shots. Although, for most of you, I was kind of down on Dodgers. Like, look, who's on this team? It's 3 guys, 3 MVPs and nobody. Sometimes you get exposed in baseball. We've seen this in World Series past. Bro, guys get hot like Yamamoto's been dealing, right? I mean, Savage has been pretty solid this postseason. We saw some guys have good postseasons that carry their teams to World Series, right? And Toronto's got a guy like that right now. He'll be on deck for Game 7 if necessary. Hey,
remember, Sean, when you and Al were plugging the Yankees on the run, I said – I'm not counting Toronto out for nothing, even if they face them in the.
Hold on, they've been pretty. Take it easy on me plugging the Yanks. I thought, they take it easy there.
Toronto over the stretch of the season stayed in first place. That's what I'm saying. Getting into the playoff, I'm not shocked that they continue hitting the way they have. And that's been constant. They're pitching now. That's a surprise. This rookie being their star pitcher, nobody predicted that. Nobody.
No. I mean, he has only 3 starts.
Sure he's the biggest. Surprise story of the entire baseball season for sure.
Like you're only as good as the weakest link, right? And the worst part of Toronto was the bullpen.
Yeah,
right. That was their problem.
Played 3 regular season games. I've never seen a pitcher. Well, I think I made it before, but they weren't a star. I've seen pitchers first round draft picks get moved up real quick to get into the major leagues. Then they learn their way through the major leagues. He did it and came in and started in the playoffs. That's kind of like the Golden Knights coming as an exhibition team and getting into the playoff games and getting to the finals. I don't think we'll ever see a baseball player come up and do that.
Yeah, no,
I think now with the SEC college baseball, we saw it with Skeens coming up early. I mean, pretty much college baseball now in the SEC is pretty much a AAA team for Major League Baseball, and we've seen guys get up. I just think of Skeens. There's another one that comes to mind that's an SEC pitcher, but these SEC pitchers seem to be on a fast track here to the majors.
Yeah, but dominating in the playoffs where you win the World Series, that's
having the opportunity to do that.
That's the kicker. Yeah, that's the kicker for sure.
Yeah, Yamamoto and Gausman tomorrow. We saw Gausman pitch very well in his start. Of course, Yamamoto's been lights out. We'll see how that rolls. That game will be played tomorrow there. And right now we see LA already posted 7.5, minus 151 total 7.5 in that game. So we'll see how plenty of time to digest that one tomorrow.
Gotta take the Jays in that.
Yeah, I know, right?
The value of almost every game.
That's true. They've had the value, no doubt, in all the games. And this, it looks like 7.5 looks, when you look at these lineups and you look at these two pitchers on the mound, there is an off day, so the bullpen to get a little bit of rest. I think the Dodger lineup needs to rest more than anybody else. I mean, this, as I said, what can hurt the Dodgers this year, I've said this in many shows, has been age regression because a lot of their players are past their prime. And, trying to keep up with that bat speed these days. We'll see how it rolls. One of the underreported stories here has been Mookie Betts. Remember, coming into the season, he had some sort of virus. I think he lost like 30 pounds and he couldn't gain the weight back. No one really talked about that once the season started, but that was always in my mind throughout the season.
Well, you know what, Tony? The problem with the Dodgers is that Roberts should just stay in the clubhouse and not come out onto the field at all and make any decisions. He's an idiot. He shouldn't have changed the lineup. He put Call in there who doesn't have an arm. There's no reason for him to change that lineup that was hitting the way they were. You know what I mean? That's too much chemistry. You do this Toronto had to do it because Springer got hurt.
Yeah.
Okay. You have to do it. That's the right thing, manager, to do. He made an adjustment just for no reason, and it didn't work. And he didn't make adjustments that coming out of the 18 inning game where he should have made some adjustments. Right? Betts, I'll tell you what, Betts, the reason his numbers are down offensively, Tony, it may have something to do with that. They're pretty good with their doctors and making sure guys are 100%. When you switch from outfield to infield and you get to the level of playing Golden Glove shortstop, it's going to hurt your offense. You're not a right fielder anymore. Right field, and he's athletic, so you don't have to do much to practice playing right field if you got an arm and you're an athletic player. You're in there to hit. You're basically a DH playing in the field. Playing to shortstop, playing to the level he did. I'm saying this from the beginning. He shouldn't have been, that was going to hurt his offense, and it did.
Yep, and of course the Dodgers did not hit in that Philly series, and they were lucky that the Phillies couldn't take advantage. that happened as well. So we're seeing LA in trouble here.
Oh, Mookie could have hung out with me for 2 weeks. I put that 30 pounds on. I'm like nothing.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. He couldn't gain it. I remember that story, and it kind of went away once the season started, which was kind of strange. With Mookie having some sort of stomach virus, they were reported losing 30 pounds. Kent was unable to gain the weight back, which was very weird. But anyway, well, that'll be another story topic there for conversation.
Yeah, let's hope it go 7 games because it really the whole playoffs in general have been fantastic. We haven't had this good of a playoffs in baseball in 10 years.
Yeah, it's been pretty exciting there. If we can get a 7-game series, and of course it will be in Toronto. Of course, people are bringing up all the LA disappointment. LA had a good history against Canada in postseason. If you go back to Rick Monday's home run, the Kings always eliminate the Oilers when they wouldn't win cups. It was always the Kings knocking them out, and of course that Toronto Kings conference final with Gretzky breaking the hearts of Toronto there. So, yeah, that's right. Maple Leafs back in the day about that one. All right, let's get to the football today. Ravens and Dolphins. Of course, Lamar is back. So we see the Ravens here on the road, 7.5. The total's kicked up a little bit. We were seeing some 50.5s, but now we're seeing 51.5s, 51s here in this one. We start here with Chris.
Yeah, I'm going to take the over in this. I got some props later for Lamar being back, but we're going to take over this 51.5. I mean, they're 5-0 as a favorite there. I think we see some points from both sides here. Mostly the Ravens tonight going to run it up, but Miami can contribute as well. So I think we get good offense, got a lot of scoring tonight.
There we go with Chris. On over to Jorge.
Defense looked a little bit better for Baltimore last week. Not sure their total's going to be reflective of when they were banged up. Now that's going to be hard to figure, but I agree with Chris on the offensive side for sure. The Ravens are going to be back in there. Yeah, Miami has a top 5 rush defense because you can throw for 400 yards on them on offense. Why would you hand it off? And they're going to see more of that in this game. Miami has a bang-up secondary. Any props that you want to put out would definitely be on the side. But the 7.5 number is a little bit ugly. Miami, obviously, any pro team can cover on the back end down the stretch at home on a TV game. So that's an ugly spot. So I'll agree with Chris on that. Trying to go after some props would probably be a smarter way to get some value in this game.
Yeah, from Jorge on over to Sean.
Yeah, I didn't pull the trigger, man, but I like Miami in the over. I've been saying this all week. The over definitely in play with these defenses. And Miami offense, I knocked Tua Tagovailoa turnover, but I mean 34, 27, 24, 27, 21, 27. The guy puts up points. The offense does score. They score some points. It might be in weird time, you don't realize it, but they're going to score 21 versus team tonight. And the Ravens, maybe they made a good decision by keeping Lamar. What are you going to play him on Sunday and have him on a short week coming back from injury? That makes sense. But again, I'd lean with the dog here, and most times I would at 7.5. That's like a favorite number to me. Like they're enticing me and you for that extra hook. Like, look at that, you're getting that hook point.
But hey, a hamstring's a hamstring, though. They say they're back, but how back are they on that hamstring? And if they rush back, we see this way too often. You come back too early from a hamstring, you're out for the rest of the year.
Yeah, well, and that's why I think they probably said, they pushed them from Sunday to today.
Well,
why we gonna play them Sunday and then Thursday? Again, I'm not. Are you running to delay 7.5 of Baltimore? Or would you see that this entire season? Hell no. What are you out of your mind? They can't stop anybody.
Yeah.
I'm with Chris on props. Do you want to do a I like a Waddle touchdown prop there, like A-Chain for like 2 touchdowns is like 4-1 or something like that.
Well,
Lamar, listen, I think Lamar was like a 160 for a touchdown. If he's back, he's going to want to.
No problem. If he's not back, not hit.
Well, no, but a 165 for him to take one in, I'll throw something on that tonight just for poops and giggles. Like he's going to want to prove he's a gamer. He's not going to come back unless he's healthy. And even if he's not 100%, he's still going to play like he's 100%. That's the problem.
I will
he's
say
out there and play his game.
His best throwing games is when he's been a little banged up. when he's not willing to go around the end and run the guy over. He's actually dropped. He stayed in the pocket and throwing the ball around and had some good numbers. So I wouldn't shy away from that either.
And also Lamar coming back from hamstring, has he really tested that hamstring at in game speed, right? We're going to see that today if he's going to run as much.
Always. Any player, yes.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's the one question mark over Lamar. Game speed, how does his hamstring? Is he going to run? And this Dolphins think he's going to run. They're probably saying, no, he's going to come in, maybe not run as much.
And throw the ball. I definitely think he's definitely going to spread the ball around a little bit.
There you go. I'll tell you here what I think about this game. Yeah, I'm agreeing here with the over in this one. You look at the Ravens offense on the road, averaging 30 points a game, and rushing the ball very effectively with quarterback play. But the defense has been brutal here on the road. 39 points a game, 70% completion. Their pass defense is horrible. Dolphins at home, a home road split team. They put up some points at home, 27 points a game. They run the ball. They're getting good completion rate, 72%, 7.5 yards per pass attempt. Boy, they've got a profile of a winning team at home. I don't know why the record's so bad, but it's the defense, right? They give up 28 points a game. They can't stop the run. They're terrible against the pass. Miami against these good rushing teams, 5-0 to the over at home. The Ravens 12-6 to the over on the road. I'll look over in that one. All right, let's continue here on the Tony S'mores Show. Turn our attention to the college football card here for today. Just a reminder, next week we start college basketball. Just want to throw this in. During college basketball, until we get into conference play in January, we just ask the cappers what they've got. We don't do the blocks during college. It's just too much. It's just too much to do. So when we get to college basketball, we'll just throw it to the cappers, say, give us what you got. And then that's how we'll roll with college basketball starting on Monday. And then until we get into conference play, then we'll get into the blocks. All right, so college football for today. We're going at the same time with the 7:30 Eastern. Marshall and Coastal Carolina. We got Marshall 6.5 on the road, total 55.5. Tulane and UTSA here. We've got Tulane 6. I'm seeing 5.5 at Pinnacle and Bet Online, total 54.5. We get it started with Chris.
Yeah, the only one we're looking at here, Tulane, UTSA. We're going to go over 54.5 there. You look at what UTSA is doing. So they're, where I got here, 7-0 to the over at home, all the way back since last season there. So I think we see some points on both sides there. They're averaging 32 points on average. And I mean, their defense is giving up 30. So, I mean, Tulane should be able to get up here with it too and get us up and over that number.
There we go with Chris. Next up, we move on over to Jorge.
You can call Tulane. You can call them Marshall 2024. Now that offense, because it's the coach, it's the quarterback, and he brought a couple players with him. And then they got the quarterback from BYU playing over there. So Tulane's a trip of a college. They can switch their coach, but they still play the same kind of football. They'll have an offense, sometimes a good quarterback back there, but they'll play defense, and they definitely beat up the rest of the mid-majors. Like them here in this spot. I've seen that line creep up all the way from 3.5 to 5.5. It's already at 6 in a lot of places, but they're a good football team. They're definitely trying to win the conference, and I think they'll be able to do that here. Roadrunners, if you had no defense, and their offense is not as good as it was last year. They can score, and they're going to throw the ball around the field, but definitely like Tulane in that. The current Marshall, this is one of those Thursday night games, featured games for Coastal Carolina. This is their big playoff game of the year. They're on TV. They get to watch. There's no way I'd lay points to two teams that are basically even, right? I don't see them being much better than each other. Maybe Marshall's played a little bit better recently, but if I had to take anything on that, I'd take plus aside.
There we go from Jorge. Next up, we move right on over to Sean.
Give me both doggies today. Love the ugliness. Two teams that no way could cover these numbers tonight. Of course, I'm taking them 6.5 with Coastal, 5.5 with UTSA. Dogging it up. Let's go.
Dogging it up there with Sean there. Yeah, I kind of agree with Sean here. I'm looking here at this Tulane team, and boy, I thought to myself, boy, 6.5. Am I going to lay it? 5.5 and lay? No, I'm going to take the points over UTSA. I know they haven't been as good as we've seen in previous seasons, but when looking at this this Tulane team, when you look on the road, they do have a loss at Ole Miss, but they only beat South Alabama by 2. But they have had issues on the road here with quarterback accuracy and giving up 9 yards. The pass defense has been atrocious here for Tulane on the road. UTSA at home rushing for over 6 yards a carry, getting accurate quarterback play. They defend well at home. Roadrunners 8-1 to the spread at home against the conference there. And I'll just throw this in there. I don't know if you saw some of the press conference. They're already asking the Tulane head coach they're asking the Tulane head coach about the LSU job. I didn't know there was a tie there, but they've been putting that in his head. So I really doubt that they'll go to Tulane to get a head coach, but unless they go cheap.
Tulane, they're on a 40-11 straight up run. These guys, 26-13 ATS, and they're laying this line open like 4.5 to 5. So I mean,
and the quarterback lost 2 games in 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Roadrunners, of course, they've had better teams on paper, but we'll see how they do today. Of course, I like them in this spot. And Marshall and Coastal, one team with a lot of offense, one with not a whole lot of offense. But I like the over in this one. Marshall, man, they're just rolling up points. It doesn't matter. They lost the entire team, but they're still finding a way to put up points. I don't know what the coach left and all their good players left, and what stood behind here. Well, what's not good is their defense, right? Their offense has put up numbers. The defense has been terrible against the run and pass on the road. 33 points a game on the road this year. I would have never thought that would happen after what happened to Marshall losing everybody. Coastal Carolina has run the ball pretty good in conference at home. 5.5 yards a carry for Coastal, 23 points a game. As road fave here at this price point, Marshall 3-1 to the over. So I'll look at over there with Marshall and Coastal Carolina. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Morning Show. As we continue on, we'll move on over to the NBA. Of course, we got a Thursday night light card, just 4 games here on the board, but not short of quality here when you look at what's on the board tonight. Magic and Hornets here. Magic will be on a back-to-back, and they're road favorites. Orlando, a road favorite here, 3. Total sits here at 239.5. Just Moritz Wagner is doubtful in a back-to-back spot. Green, of course, it's Brandon Miller. That's why we see the line as it is. Brandon Miller still out for Charlotte, and we've got Grant Williams as well out for the Hornets. Then we move on over to the Warriors and Bucks. Golden State road favorites of 2.5 to 3 to 2s. Do your shopping because this line's all over the place. Total 231.5, and you can do your shopping and find different numbers as well. Melton, Tuhi are out for Golden State. Moody's is questionable. On the Milwaukee side, Porter out. Giannis is probable in that game. Wizards and Thunder, OKC 15.5, total 232 in this one. And in this game, we've got just Bagley questionable for Washington. I guess when Kuzma, Bagley, and Poole leave the team, you don't have all these guys on the injury report anymore. So Bagley questionable for Washington. On the OKC side, still some injuries. Chet out, Topic out, Kenrick Williams out, Jalen Williams out, Isaiah Joe questionable. And then the Heat and the Spurs tonight in this one. No really late games. This is the latest game at 8:40 Eastern time. So it's all early today. We've got the Spurs 6, And the total sits here at 229 in this one, although I'm seeing, it's come down from the 231.5 opener. Because you got one team playing at a fast pace, one team playing at a slow pace, and the fast pace is the Heat, fastest pace in the league, and the Spurs a slower pace near the bottom of the league there. So the total's settling there, 229.5. There's 228.5 out there as well. And in this one, we've got Hero out, Jakashonis out, Rozier out. But here's the big one for Miami. Norman Powell is shooting like 50% from three. He is doubtful today for Miami. So that's the big injury there. Jovic, questionable for Miami. On the Spurs side, well, same guys. Fox, Cornette, Olenek, Socon, Waters out. So in this 4-game block, cover the entire NBA. We start here with Chris.
Yeah, looking at this Magic Hornets game, the Magic aren't covering anything, especially on the road. So steer clear of that. Go with the Hornets and the points if you want to. I'm taking them on the money line. I think Charlotte gets it done at home. Just not impressed with this Magic team, even though Bane went over there. He was one of my favorite Grizzlies last year. Just not impressed with him this year. Wizards watched OKC. Definitely wish Chet was in there. We're going to start doing some first basket props. I've got data for that information. But anyway, I gave out the Wizards the other day at 4.5 against the Sixers. They almost got that. There was a late free throw, got us at 5, so the Wizards didn't cover that one. But with this list of the Thunder, give me the 15.5 for the Wizards. I know it's ugly. It's not anything I'm rushing to the window to do, but in that one, I'd go there. Maybe the over.
There we go. Jorge's dog there, so we know what to do.
I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know. And then Miami and the Spurs. I'm going to take the Spurs. It's hard to get in front of them and take the over. I know the Spurs played a little bit slower, but I think even if they both contribute enough there, I think get up and over that 228.5.
Yeah, with Chris, we want over to Jorge. You're on mute, Jorge.
He did bark, and I was looking at his free plays on there. Going, the only way I'm gonna start on these 4 games are all the dogs. But, besides it being an ugly game, when you're the champ, these youngsters are going to come out and give their best shot. On the Wizards for 15.5 points. That's an awful lot. They have a lot of injuries. Orlando's up next, even though they're not playing up to what they're expected to. It's definitely more of a showdown than Washington. If OKC is going to be fired up, it's going to be that game when they play Orlando. Not so much here with the Wizards. It's a lot of points. Tony, Powell didn't play last game.
Yeah.
Don't matter. The Heat, and kudos to them for running, right?
Yeah.
Again, you're right, but that's the whole league, right? Way too many free throws. I wish the referees would just stay out of it. Swallow the whistle like they do a little bit during the playoffs. But in the playoffs, you can actually fight for some position, and they won't call fouls. If you sneeze right now, or you get somebody's shadow from the lights up on the court, they'll call a foul. So it's kind of hard. I'm still easy with the totals, man. I'm still not being able to really figure it out. Let me see. Bounce back to what I was looking at. But the Charlotte, I'm not so sure on that. But you know what? As good as Golden State is playing, Milwaukee. Heard Janice say he's happy with with Turner being in there. Obviously, the attitude I think he took was having just more of a physical center in there that can play. Milwaukee's playing well. They're 4-0 against the spread. Golden State's 4+. Again, man, all I can do is lean towards the dogs on here. I don't have much opinions on the totals.
Yeah, with Jorge. Next up, we move over to Sean.
I like the Magic here. See some 3.5s popping up here. So give me some Orlando. I want to take Milwaukee just because I'm going to say Curry is Craig Hodges. So there's that. Where's Mr. Wesker's at? Where's Mr. Wesker?
Oh yeah.
Give me the over on OKC and nothing for that Miami game.
Nothing for the Miami game there from Sean. I'll tell you what I think about some of these games. Yeah, I'd have to look only at Charlotte in this one. Magic, their defense has been atrocious on the road. Again, they just can't hit the threes. 29. They were the worst three-point shooting team last year. Out of the blocks, 29% from three. And the defense has gone south for them. Charlotte has been shooting the ball pretty well. And from three, I'll take them in that spot. Boy, well, when is OKC going to cover, right? That's the thing. They're all coming at me. I can only take the points with Washington. Washington looks to me like a team that can improve over the years. They've got rid of some of their bad players. And, of course, I like McCollum and Middleton as their two veterans and the guys around them. We're starting to see some develop from Alex Sarr now that we got rid of the Kuzmas, these Beals and these pools that were there. So we're going to see some good development out of Alex Sarr now finally. And then, of course, they got nothing but young guys coming off the bench. Give me these young dudes getting the plus price there. Yeah, I'm going to look at Milwaukee in this spot. Milwaukee's just shooting license. Giannis is playing out of his mind right now. I think what's happening with Miami and Milwaukee, they see a pathway to the Eastern Conference Finals with the injuries to Boston, the way Boston's playing, the issues here with Philly and Embiid's only playing half a game.
What issues with Philly? What are you talking about?
Embiid, he's not playing very many minutes.
Well, they're balling without him. They're balling without George. They got the best rookie in the league. They're playing fantastic right now, and they're only going to get better. So that right now, if there's a team to be, like I said, I've said it before. Chicago's playing well. I got to get to know their players a little bit. I love the coach. Giddey's a great all-around player. I mean, that guy can ball. I've seen some Australian guys out here on the west coast of St. Mary's. UNLV's had one. The guys that are, the advantage these Australian players have, they play with men when they're teenagers. They throw them up into the senior league. So by the time they come play college here, they don't have to worry about college experience. But I read a great article on the Kerr. He said he's putting Kuminga into the starting lineup. Not only is he putting him into the starting lineup, he's a stopper. He's assigning him to the best offensive player on the other team. Anywhere from the 2 to the 4. I don't think in the post. And he said he's been lights out. Morant. He covered Morant in their game over that win. I think playing along Butler and Green, they've got Kuminga's mind rewired. He's playing to his full potential, and he's not going to be coming out of the starting lineup. They're actually going to put Horford coming in off the bench. And so that's going to be a great game to watch tonight. Just for a side piece on that, if the Greek Freak is playing that well, let's see how Kuminga does on him. I don't think it's a guaranteed triple-double.
Well, I will say this: when George comes back, more shots for George, less shots for Edgecombe and McCain. Right? Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm saying is that I don't know if Edgecombe's going to get the opportunity he has with George coming back to the lineup. That's the thing. I'm not a big fan.
But if he's not scoring 20 points, Tony's getting rebounds. He's getting assists. The guy plays an all-around game already. I don't see him coming out of the starting lineup. I see McCain coming off the bench and George going to the 3 spot.
All right, we'll see. Yep, that's possibly there. And Edgecombe's been impressive rookie so far to start the season. Yeah, I can look at Milwaukee here. The way they've been shooting right now has been lights out here. Golden State on the road is giving 117 points per 100 possessions here. There's an issue here with me. When you look at Golden State giving 54% shooting on the road, I can only look at Milwaukee in that spot. Heat and Spurs, I know one team plays fast, one doesn't, but I'm still going to go over in this game. As we mentioned here, Miami at the fastest pace in the NBA. Of course, Powell with that groin injury didn't play, but they still put 144 up on on Charlotte the other night. I mean, it's just you're getting Jaquez coming off the bench. Bam is putting up points. These guys love the fast pace. Just, again, avoid the injuries, but don't go too fast because I don't want you guys to get what happens here. When we see these teams, they get taxed once we get to the post All-Star break. But
you get more injuries from defense though. It's harder to play defense. You get more banged up. You got to play defense and get physical. So I think that's why we see that in the regular season.
Yeah, but it's good to see from Miami starting to play the run and gun now. Showtime Heat. We finally got to see Showtime after we've seen some stall play from Riley with his Knicks teams, with his Heat team. We're finally seeing the Showtime that we saw with Pat Riley back in the heyday with the Lakers. We'll see if it continues.
They finally got some good young players. After spending all those money on your top 3, you get nothing, right? So they made some trades. They got some youth in there. And then now they had to start last year because everyone was banged up, so they didn't score much. And now they're a good second team.
Yep. And of course, so like Washington had the worst big 3 in the history of basketball with Kuzma, Poole, and Beal. That was your worst big 3 in the history of the NBA. So they're automatically going to improve with the Washington team. But you just see that. Get rid of these bad veterans and get some good veteran leadership. And pair your young guys around them, and that's the way to do it. That's the way you do it. Don't. You set your franchise back when you had Kuzma, Beal, and Poole as your big 3. I mean, that was just an absolute joke there. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Morning Show. Well, in the NHL, I'm just going to throw out to the guys if they got anything tonight in the NHL. I don't know. Well, I'm going to go to Sean to see if he's got anything
on the ice.
On the ice.
No. Too much ice tonight.
Too much ice, yep.
Too much. There's a whole lot of games. I like those little 4-game cards.
Is that in your neighborhood or is that on hockey, Sean?
These things. There's an ice skating rink at the mall here. They have one indoors.
No, it's a
I
bad
don't get
political joke, bro. Bad political joke.
Oh,
They got ice down here. I don't get it.
They're not in Vegas. That's how we still call you Jorge.
Yeah. I still got to get out to a Golden Knights game. I still haven't gotten out there yet.
Wow.
If I've got a ticket a couple times, and I know people that love hockey, I'd rather give them the ticket. You know what I mean? Especially when they can't get one, it makes their whole day. You know, they enjoy it 10 times more than I would.
I've done Astros games. I can't do a Texans game. I said like in the preseason they want like $90 for like preseason ticket up. There's no way in hell I'm paying that. No way.
The Raiders, all people do is buy the tickets here. And Davis came out and said that he's not going to put out a rule on that he's going to charge more if the season ticket holders resell their tickets like they do in other places. He said he's not going to do it. We have the most expensive tickets for a game. With Steelers coming to town, lower bowl $1,000 for the Raiders. So I boycott prices. I love the
At
arena.
least it's regular season, Jorge. These were preseason tickets. They wanted some crazy amount.
No, I feel you. I mean, it's great for UNLV. I love going to the UNLV games. I'm gonna try to make it out for the New Mexico game. I can get second row for $100. Can't beat that with a stick. One seat. My buddy's sitting in the first row, but and he got two there. But I looked them up. So yeah, man, I'm with you.
So I've only done high school football, no college. Although there's probably 20 schools.
You've gotten into the Friday Night Lights over there, Sean. You already got into the high school.
Well, my son played for 4 years, so we got in there. His team was undefeated 1 year. Pretty good for a small. Well, I mean, but we got here. They were 4A. Graduated, he was 6A. There was just because it grew, but it was a smaller school. They did pretty good, and went undefeated 1 year, one loss the next year. So they had a good little program.
I want to get Jorge's response here because, of course, Vegas is a Laker town until the expansion team comes in a year or two. What's your thoughts so far, Jorge, on the Lakers getting that win, and of course without. Al last night said he's taking a money line. There's no way Minnesota could score. He's 100% right. After he said that before the game, I went and looked at it, and I was like, dude, they really without Rand, you could double team Randall. They got nothing. I mean, Conley's too old. I mean, he'll hit a wide open set shot. Yeah, I mean, he'll definitely make that. But other than that, they have no one to create a shot, and Randall's not big enough. If you put a big on him and then a smaller guy on him, he can only can only strike his way so well to the basket. So great call on that. But Lakers are balling, man. They great offseason moves. They made great moves since they got Luka. What the one thing they've done is they're not going to let Levitch leave a team in ruins. That's right. That's a good point.
They made their moves. They switched it up. They brought in youngsters. They got a center. Kudos to the Lakers, man. The organization does well. I always still root for them. And, man, I'm not surprised. I'm definitely surprised they won outright. I'm not surprised that Reed put up 50 points. He did it last year. Lakers were smart to keep them. So, yeah, they look good, man. They look good. I told my buddy the Clippers would be better. I might be wrong.
Yeah, the Clippers, though, they just can't seem to wake up on the road for some reason. They just have horrible performances in their 2 road games. But, of course, it's early. It is early there. And, of course, you see why Gobert gets a lot of heat from everybody, right? This last play just explained to you, right? doesn't know how to guard a pick and roll. Create that wide lane there for the game-winning basket for LA. So you understand there when you see a play like that, why Gobert always gets hammered.
I don't know why someone hasn't taken his knees out yet. He's so dirty, like some of the stuff he's done to Curry and other players. I'm surprised someone hasn't taken a shot at him. And I think when some key game comes up, I wouldn't be surprised. Outside of Green.
Yeah, Green choked him out, right?
After any more Golden State players. But it's a shocker someone else hasn't gone after him because you can't do that in any sport. Hockey, basketball, you go after too many star guard players, dude. Someone's going to take you out.
Well, you don't really have to when you play when the Warriors played the Timberwolves 3 times. Green's had issues with them a lot. I mean, we've seen that.
Dude, I mean, when he purposely fell on Curry's leg to hurt him. I mean, that dude is beyond dirty. He's beyond dirty. So anyhow, I don't know. Well, Timberwolves should compete every year, and they might be there at the end. But you need 3 good players that can score to win a championship and advance to the playoffs, and they don't have it right now.
Yep, it's just early in the league. We'll see how things roll here. Of course, some of our guys on the site has hockey plays. You can see, or Javon. I think Ron Hahn's coming with the Red Wings there, so just take that with a grain. There, all right.
Mr. Detroit, the guy lives on the streets of Detroit. He owns stock in Domino's Pizza. This guy loves everything Detroit.
Everything Detroit. But they had I still say that the Detroit pawn shop was the best pawn show. What they used to call that one back in the day? Oh man, Pawn Star, was it Pawn Stars and Pawn Stars? And what was that?
Pawn Stars was in Vegas. Yeah, no, that was it. Hardcore porn.
Yeah,
That's down the street.
Yeah, but the one in Detroit was the best. That one that was a much better pawn.
Well, that place was on that was on
hardcore pawn. There you go. This was
hardcore porn. Yeah, I just said that.
Yep.
That joint was like on 8 Mile. It was like a warehouse, bro. That guy, what was his name? Les with the glasses, the old guy. Like that was like straight up like when you talk about like a stereotypical guy.
None of the merchandise was stolen. None of it.
I think Ron Hahn might have stopped in a few times. We got this Ron Hahn might have walked in there a few times at Hardcore Pawn. He's still around. They always interview him. They've interviewed. I think why they canceled was the daughter. The daughter just couldn't handle it anymore. I think she got married, had kids, and says, "No, I don't want my kids seeing me like this."
That was like that walked in there. That place was like a flea market, bro. It was a huge joint. Like you drive by, you see a pawn shop like whenever time I'm like at AC or even like that wherever. It's usually like at a strip mall, like a little joint, you know, like even a place in Vegas. I mean, I know they built out. It's like they got food there and crap now, but that's like a tourist place.
Dude,
but
my buddy was a runner, and he used to stop by there every Tuesday to collect his money. They were horrible sports bettors.
No, I'm shocked.
Horrible.
Oh man!
But what I'm saying is that place in Detroit was like a huge. It was like a supermarket. Most places you drive by that are pawn places. You go in there, they're in strip malls. They're tiny. That place was like the neighborhood Walmart.
They sold cars. They sold cars once a few times over there, right? They bought cars. I saw cars go in there. It's crazy.
That's the joint there. Although I don't like. Can you really get deals in those places? Like, I'd like to go there and buy like stuff. I mean, could you get cheap? I mean, you can't get gold and silver cheap in there. They're gonna jack it up.
Well, I lose sunglasses like I sneeze in the weirdest places, or I buy a cheap pair and I can't lose them. I started going to some of the pawn shops to get $100 pair of glasses for $40. You can say $40 with taxes; they'll give them to you every time. I don't know what they pay for them, but whatever. So there's some stuff. There's some stuff that's overpriced, Sean, like your fridge that you put a magnet over the dent on, but you save $3,000. Yeah, there's some value you can get out of that.
Sports memorabilia, you see that? Of course, that's right, our man Giovanni. The pawn shop only pawn shop with bouncers.
I go when I go to like the gold and silver joint because it's not really a pawn place. It's a but they have like old. They have some baseball cards there. They have like some old like 70s toys, like weird crap. Now there's a bunch of Pokemon. I didn't want to go in anymore because there's Pokemon. I want to kick down the fucking display. Part of my friend, but that's how I'm at when I walk in there and see Pokemon next to my gold and silver. I want to kick it down, but they got like armed guard. They have like police working in there too. So it's like,
if I'm not mistaken, Ron. I think that pawn shop is still open from my recollection. It's just the daughter stopped working there, and I think that's why they stopped doing it. But anyway,
Kaminga versus the Greek Freak. Let's see what Steve Kerr was talking about.
Let's see it. Now it's time for.
If you could put a 6'8" guy on Morant and you said he did a good job, I don't believe it until I watch it.
Jorge, you talk about glasses. I got these. Okay. I bought these. They're Revos. I bought these in '96. They were like $300 back in the day. I don't even wear them. I still have them in my drawer. So what did I do? I show my Revos, my $300 Revo sunglasses.
You look like the bookie with those, bro, going out to collect.
I don't even wear. They sit in my drawer.
Wow.
All right. Looks good on you.
Now it's time for our Parlay Pro segment where Cap's giving a parlay, team player prop, game of the future. We get started with Chris.
Put a bunch of them in the chat. I got quite a few today. Anytime touchdowns, they're going to be Lamar Jackson, Rashad Bateman, and Malik Washington. Bateman, reason being, he's getting the most. Miami's allowing the most red zone targets to that position, and then Malik Washington, same thing. Baltimore's allowing 9 red zone targets to the wide receiver 2. Got you some hockey ones there, just based on data there for goal scorers. And like I said, one thing I'm starting to chart here is NBA first goal scorers, and that's Stephon Castle. He's gotten a bunch, like a couple of them recently. So we'll see how that goes. That's just a throw out there. It's a long shot, plus 920 for Stephon Castle to throw to shoot up the first basket there. In that, I like him a lot. And then as far as the parlay, just Charlotte money line, Milwaukee money line.
Here we go. Here from Chris, we move right on over to Jorge.
Do a money line dog parlay. Give it a shot, man. I'd say go for all 4 games. Just do a money line parlay out there. One of the tips that and one of my mentors when I was in one of the Leroy's contests, when it was Leroy's back in the day, Tony, said the only way a sports book can't get your money back if you're really laying some money out there is money line dogs. You can put a 3-teamer together for $100. If you get enough odds, that could get you back a couple thousand. So you got to take shots at the book every once in a while. Thursday night games, not a lot of games. Definitely, do round robin. There you go. I think Sean did this a couple weeks ago. Take the dogs of the 4. I'll take Sean's strategy and do a round robin with them. I think you at least got to get your money back if you do that.
Here we go. Here from Ori. I remember those days that back in the day, Leroy. The most famous incident there in the Leroy's Money Talks contest was what happened to Alan Boston right before the show. Remember that one?
Yep.
Got hit in the head with a lead pipe.
No, it's not a lead pipe, bro. It's called a blackjack.
Was it?
The blackjack.
They got him. They got him.
Yeah. Blackjack, one of the two.
Remember that one? Did you remember that, Sean? Were you following that?
Dude, I was walking from the Stardust Hotel. He was on the Stardust line.
Yeah.
Friday night, I was at the show there. I had made it across the street yet. When I walked across the street, I saw.
I don't know why they took away the blackjack. They gave cops the Aspetons, man. The blackjack was a freaking piece of lead in a little thing. You whip it out, whack the guy, man.
The guy for not paying, slow paying.
Yeah.
Problem solution, we call the blackjack we were growing up.
Oh yeah. So that would happen to Alan Boston.
I got one of those somewhere. One of those old things. It was a piece of lead in a leather holder. Yeah. Bring one of those out with you. No, that's not getting picked up on a metal detector.
Usually those things are hush hush, but one of the guys tipped off Meat Man. He puts it on the forum, and that's how it all got out. Because they usually keep that Union Doug was the biggest.
I think his ghost comes back because he visits Tony every once in a while.
I think so.
Like him.
I think so.
You'll see Tony start doing that. He's trying to do Meat Man.
Yep, I think the biggest mooch in Vegas, Union Doug, was over there for the free burritos, and he called Meat Man, told him the whole thing, and he got out. So that was pretty funny.
Yeah, he was classic.
Yeah, there was nobody like him.
He's all right. I liked it.
That was funny. It was funny, and all his moles would always give him all the good stuff. That was pretty funny there. All right, there we go. Here, let's see. Hey, he did go to Hardcore Pawn. I had a feeling Ron Honda stepped in the car. 68 and Paula.
That's
we knew that. We knew you were going to go there because you bet home teams, bro. We know you're probably living in a parking lot there. You probably want to tent. the Tigers and the Red Wings and these guys all the time.
That's right. Next time we move on over to Sean.
All right, I got him in the chat here as well. And the show picks: NFL football 10-5 plus 450 with the free picks. Miami plus the 7.5 over 51.5. Anytime Tutty, I'm going H-Sean. However, whatever they got, the running back from Miami, 2 touchdowns plus $4. The anytime Tutties do not count towards my end of show picks record. I don't do that. I don't put out a lot of props here. I had a separate prop for RBI props, all base props. That's different. The record will just be for sides and totals here for NFL. There you go.
There you go. From Sean, I'll tell you what I like here. I'll tell you UTSA plus the points with Charlotte plus and the Bucks plus. All right, we got you through our probably purple segment. Now it's time to see what our cappers have for sale over at Tony's Picks. Head into a busy week of action here. Of course, we got NFL, college football, NBA, NHL, baseball winding down, but of course, college basketball starting here on Monday. Of course, so when you click the link in the description and land right over our page here at Tony'sPicks.com. Up, and the site's back up. I know we were having issues with it, but looks like we got it right rolling here. Best bets and more over on the site. So let's see what's rolling on. See what Chris has for sale right now over at Tony'sPicks.com. Chris, what you got for sale?
I guys got you a best bet in one of the NBA games tonight. Then I've got you a best bet in that Monday night or Thursday night football there. 3-0 in NBA last 3 days. There seem to be seeing the card pretty well lately. Don't want to jinx it, but we're going to hope to continue that tonight. Like you said earlier, college basketball is back next week. I do cover college football, basketball, NFL, and of course basketball or NBA, and then we got at least 1 or 2 more games in baseball. You'll get some picks from those as well. So hop on something long-term, short-term. We head into the weekend. Everybody likes those 3-day passes that get you through. So hop on there if you're a long-term subscriber with me right now. I've got an NFL play already out there. That line may have changed. I got to check. But if you're long-term, you got that early. But anyway, so yeah, hop on there. 2-for-1 capper. You guys see who's hot on the leaderboard. Pair them up. Let them go to work for you. 2 people putting money in your pocket makes a lot of sense to do that. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save you the 15%. And let's just keep trying to do well.
Yep, get on board with Chris over at Tony's Picks. Long trip subscriptions also available. So get on board, get signed up. All right, let's see what's going over at Tony's Picks. See what Jorge has for sale for today's card up there. Jorge's off to a great start in the NBA. Jorge, what you got?
Well, I got my best bet football going up there, but still digging into the NBA a little bit. Yeah, I got to just do some homework, man. Crunch some of these numbers, see what has changed in the style of officiating, style of play. We've talked a lot about it on the totals. But definitely going to have a play up in the NBA later today. Got to check out that NFL game. I'll definitely be putting some big plays on that. Great time of year for 2 reasons. Some bad weather will kick in, even though we don't have any this weekend. And the rivalry games are coming up. So I'll definitely be focusing on some of those. There's some great values on there, not just to win, but not just to cover, but to win. And I got to stay focused here. This is the hardest month to handicap for any handicapper. We have so many games, so many sports. You got to stay zeroed in and focused. And if you can come out in November with some plus money, you've done a good job, and you'll head into the playoffs well. So that's my goal.
There you go. Get on board with Jorge over at Tony's Picks. See our best bet up there. Remember, our 1-day passes are profit guarantee. They must turn a profit amount purchased is credit back to your account for site credits. That's profit guarantee. Get on board with Jorge over at Tony'sPicks.com. Long-term subscriptions up there. And just a reminder, guys, when you look at the results, we do post write-ups on every game once they're final and once we grade them. So all the write-ups are up there. So check it out over at Tony's Picks from every pick that we've made on the site there. So let's see what's rolling over at Tony's Picks. Let's see what Sean has got going. Sean putting up the other fantastic year. These are all based on a $100 unit wager size, approaching 4,600 units of profit. Documented over at Tony's Picks. You can verify that. You can also see all his write-ups when you verify those records. Sean, what's for sale?
Yeah, I got been adding my college footy lineups, my write-ups yesterday. So I'll have some packages up here for the weekend shortly. Same with NFL. But again, you'll get a lot of NFL college. I think I have a college up for today's up for college football for Thursday. Had that up on Tuesday. I don't know. I get so confused with the days sometimes when you start doing your write-ups days ahead of time, start putting stuff in the system. Like, what day is today? I think there's a Thursday play up. Again, like I was just saying with November coming around, here comes a lot of college basketball on top of everything else that's here. I had a good year of college hoops last year. Maybe take it slow out of the gate just because it's the new year. But again, I'm the guy you want to pair up with the NBA and NHL guys. I'll be more concentrating on college basketball plus the football. But there's that. It's you got to know you can't be great at everything. I'll be the first to tell you that. You're going. I'm going good at something. I'm not going to venture out just because. Oh, look, I got 3 hockey games today. Let me jump into that. I'm not going to do that. Stick to what's making me money.
Stick to what's making me money. I don't know. Can you guys hear me? My camera went out again.
We hear you.
Darth Vader's back.
Right. Darth Vader's back again. That's right. I got a best bet on the board right now over at Tony's Picks. Get on board with me and match me up your favorite capper with the multi-capper promotion. I got to go and do some maintenance on this camera, I think. I've been looking at it all. I've been putting some time fixing this up, guys. So, but anyway, get on board with me over at Tony's Picks. Promo code TonyT at checkout. We'll save that 15% off. Match me up with your favorite capper with the 2-for-1 capper promotion. All right, guys, check out our YouTube channel. A lot of great content. Chris at Home Run Hit List has been a big hit on the channel.
Yeah, we're going to hope for at least, as a Blue Jays fan, we're hoping for maybe we just finish it off in Game 6. But for the Home Run Hit List, I hope for 2 more. I've been enjoying that. We've hit over, I don't know where we're at. We're over 220 for the year in home runs, so that's been a good thing. I'm sure my CPA doesn't like that at all. But anyway, we've been hitting pretty well. I got another series coming out there that will have these first baskets, NBA, and anytime touchdowns coming after that, just called the Hit List. So be looking for that as well, and we'll just continue to try to put out the good content.
Very good. Very good. See Jorge, and of course, Sean here on the morning shows as well.
Yeah, but again, listen, college basketball coming. I'll probably make some more appearances on the afternoon show. Just spread my wings out and be like, hey, got some college basketball here. Go take a couple late game things. I don't like adding stuff to the sites really late. So you'll see more of me in the afternoon with some college, added plays here possibly for the viewers.
Nice there. All right, guys. Guys, make sure you tune in. Check out our live shows. Night Moves with Ramon, 2:30 a.m. Eastern time. Then Happy Hour with Rod and Company, 5 p.m. Eastern time. Get you those get those updates on injuries, goalie changes, and more. Check us out. All a complete rundown on all the sports. Happy Hour. You see Rod. You're going to see Ron. You'll see Brian in there, and some of the guys from the morning shows will pop in. So check it out. Hit that like. Hit that subscribe. We greatly appreciate it. Any closing thoughts from anyone before we close it out for today?
Let's make it a winning day.
Let's go.
Making a winning one. I'll fix this camera, guys. We're gonna do a hard close. We'll catch up with you guys tomorrow here on the Tony This Morning Show. We're still on here, guys. I'm trying to see if I can.
We'll keep talking. We'll keep talking, me and Chris. Someone put a comment in there about a PSA card. Did you see it about the Bo Bichette card?
I did not. I did not see it. I need to get my Vladdy autograph card sent over and graded, I guess, now.
I'm not so we'll shift to baseball cards here for me and Chris because until Tony can figure out how to
Jermonx is awkward.
how to take us off the air. I'm not a huge lover of like slab cards like graded. Like I don't know. I guess it's the old school me. But I did pick up the 2 Rickies I told you.